Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed some of the videos I took while I was on vacation earlier this week. Um, this video I'm going to be talking about some paper currency that I collect. So I'm going to start with US currency, and then I'll talk about some of the foreign currencies I've collected. This is what they call a silver certificate. They were made until the 1960s when the US dollar stopped making silver coins. This is an interesting, what they call poker note. If I zoom in, you can see that the serial number is 879999999, 6 nines, and it's called a poker note because it's 6 of a kind. And I'm especially interested in poker notes, but this is one of the few cases where I got an obsolete note that was a poker note. I think I paid $13 for this. This was a few years ago. Next up, we got some Red Seal $2 notes. These are not poker notes, but they are obsolete, and I actually got these at the bank for face value, so even though they're in terrible condition, it's still a pretty good deal. I don't know if this qualifies, but I got a note where all of the digits were different, and there's a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 9. But they're not in that order, obviously. But if you can see, it's 3, 4, 8, 6, 5, 7, 9, 2. I just happened to got this when pretty much uncirculated condition from just getting it back from a Walmart self-checkout. So I decided to keep it because it's pretty interesting, and I only paid $1 for it. This is another set of notes that I got from Walmart. They're almost consecutive because they came out at the same time, but if we zoom in on the serial number, there's 3 zeros in a row. I'm not sure if this qualifies as a poker note, but since it's uncirculated and I only got it for face value, I'm deciding to keep it anyway. Star notes occur when there's a defect in the printing of currency, and it's as a replacement. When they print new replacement currency out, they put a star toward the end of it. And this one's interesting because some collectors like to look for very low serial numbers. So it starts with 00. That means it's relatively low. It's not terribly low. I think collectors like to have 3, 4, 5 zeros at the beginning. It's more common with large denominations like $500 bills, $1,000 bills, because they don't print as many. So. But even for the low denomination bills, I think collectors tend to like low serial numbers for some reason. And speaking of low serial number, here's a lower one. It has 3 zeros. This is not a star note. And we got some more poker notes. This has 5 sixes in a row. And this is in much better condition. It's not uncirculated, but you can see it's in much better condition than the silver certificate we saw earlier. Here's another poker note, lots of 6s. For some reason, I tend to find poker notes with 6s, and I'm guessing they're not terribly lucky because people tend to don't like 666. I'm not superstitious, so I decide to keep them anyway. Here's another one with 4 6s on them. And here's one with 4 8s in a row at the end. I got all these for face value, by the way. Here's one with lots of 4s, not in a row, but there's 5 4s on there. Here's one with 4 1s on it. Here's another star note that happens to have 3 zeros at the beginning, another low serial number note. This is another low serial number, 000, followed by 3 6s in a row. This one's in terrible condition, but it's a star note and it starts with 2 zeros. Another star note. 3 zeros at the beginning. Star note with 2 zeros at the beginning. There's another poker note with lots of 6s in a row. And this one has 5 zeros in a row. That's the most I've ever found from circulation, and it's in terrible shape. You can see it's all wrinkled up. But I found this in circulation. I think it was a year ago or so. It's a star note with 2 zeros. And Here's one I bought at a coin show. I only paid $3 for this. Incredible, isn't it? And the nice thing about it is, if I can zoom in on the year, it's a 1977A, and the serial number has 6 8s in a row. I think, well, first of all, this is an uncirculated condition. I think that if you were to buy an uncirculated note from '77, it would cost you $3. So the fact that it's a poker note is pretty much free. I paid $3 for this. It's uncirculated. There's nothing special here, but this is Canadian currency, and the reason I buy this is because when you travel to Canada, it costs an arm and a leg to exchange currency. Not that it's terribly expensive, but the banks charge a huge fee. So what I do is when I go to the coin shop or a coin show, I try to see if I can buy these real cheaply. Sometimes 90 cents U.S. cents per dollar, per Canadian dollar, or even 1-to-1 is okay because it's a little higher, but at least you're not getting ripped off with like huge fees. And some of this currency is actually obsolete, but you can still use it. $1 bill, $2 bill. I wish the U.S. would switch to coins for $1 and $2 because coins last a lot longer. They're more expensive to produce up front, but they last 30 to 40 years. The only danger with coins is that if we have inflation, then people take them out of circulation. But short of that, coins last in circulation for a long, long time. And speaking of inflation, here's some hyperinflation notes. I believe this is from Yugoslavia, I think. And here's some from, I believe, Hungary. And this is one from Turkey. Someday we're going to have $1,000 US notes, or 10,000 US, except that people are going to be collecting them from other countries that are going to become rich after us, like China, India, and if anything, we're going to be moving there to work someday. Just like how we see a lot of people from foreign countries working here because America was so rich when they moved here. Oh, here's some more poker notes. These are 20, and this is the lowest number I've ever found from circulation. 4 zeros in a row at the beginning. I found this in circulation, but not in terribly good shape. You can see some wrinkles on it. And this one I also found in circulation. It has 6 1s on it, but it's not in the rows. And I think this is the most number of the same digits I've found in circulation. This is pretty good condition. It's not uncirculated, but at least, I don't know if they use the same grading as they do with coins, but I would say it's like an XF or an AU. I also found this one in circulation. It has 4 4s in a row. A little not as good in condition as the one with 6 1s, but I'd say a VF maybe if we use the grading for coins. I don't know how it extends. This is a very old $20 note from 1985. It's very seldom to see these old designs. I think the Fed pulls them out because there's some fear of counterfeiting. I read somewhere that a lot of counterfeiters actually make fake old notes because it's very hard to detect, and also they probably think that if somebody gets a note like this, they're going to keep it, so it's probably not going to circulate among lots of people where somebody might figure out it's counterfeit. But for whatever reason, the Fed probably pulls these out of circulation. I think that once they switch, these pretty much just disappeared. These are some German 10-mark notes, and as I talked about with the coins, the Bank of Germany will actually still redeem these notes for the euro at some fixed rate. I believe it's 1.95 marks to the euro, so you can actually still use it. And sometimes at coin shows or coin shops, the dealers don't realize that, and you might be able to buy these for $1 or $2 each. That's a pretty good deal if you're planning to travel to Germany soon to use them. These are from Taiwan. I believe these notes are actually obsolete. They were printed in 1987, so and I believe they changed the design a few times. Thanks for watching.